What's up, everybody? I'm Coach Ryan. Welcome to my day in the life. Don't like to go at a super fast pace in the mornings. Like I probably get most of my work done at night. On a day like today where we have a later practice, I have a little bit more time to just being able to finish some of the scouting stuff before I go to practice. Get a little activity in since we practice at 2. So going for a bike ride, sometimes going on a walk, it just kind of clears my mind. But basically what we have is we have our different plays for all different situations, making sure that I'm prepared with all the plays that I like to run. General plays, stuff that I want to do out of timeouts, into the game situations. If we have a plan A, plan B, plan C for a certain situation, and that's something that I practice every single day. So actually, the nice thing is what Moulton did. They created this board, so now I have a couple boards with me. I actually always keep a board next to my bed because you never know when a new idea is going to pop into your head. You need to know the certain lines that you're drawing so the players know if they're passing, if they're screening. So a pass, usually it's just a checkered line that's from one point A to B. For a screen, usually it's a straight line or any sort of curved line with a flat. Any sort of running action is just a flat line or a hard line with an arrow. General mornings for me, usually I like to have something super light, especially like fruit. Fruit is the easiest. I'm always drinking water in the morning. I'm not a coffee person. I actually hate coffee with a passion. To me, it's the worst drink. Like smell, taste. Coffee is just one thing I just don't like at all. You see those people with coffee in their hands, big smile on their faces, tons of energy in the morning. I'm like, yo, that is not me. I can't do that. One thing though that I kind of miss doing, so I love if I do an omelet, I'll make a homemade tomatillo salsa. Yeah. And I'll put the salsa on top. It's so good. First head coach that I worked with in the NBA was Rick Adelman. He had a very, very vet staff, guys who had played in the NBA a long time ago. After that, I was in the Spurs system. Obviously, Greg Popovich was there. And even in the G League, Taylor Jenkins, who's now the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, worked specifically under him for the entire year. Being able to be under, see Adelman, Pop, Taylor Jenkins, Tom Thibodeau, all those systems, see how those guys operate, see how they treat people, see how they run practices, how they organize everything. People want to see coaches yelling, cussing. It wasn't like that with any of those guys. They all did a great job of delegating. They let their coaches do a lot of the drills. They let them do a lot of the teaching. They have coaches meetings. They tell the coaches specifically what to do. If they need to jump in, they can, but they know they're going to be the main voice during the games all the time. So, you're not just developing the players, you're developing the coaches too. Being able to get all those experiences, you can't fake it. Is invaluable to, what I've learned and what I've taken with me. 9:30 here in the morning, so I still got a few hours before I gotta head back. Probably head around Taipei Zoo area and go right along the river coming back. So I might get an Uber out there because it's a little bit easier. You gotta keep it fun too. I feel like work every day. That's been the lucky thing with my job is I just never feel like I'm actually having to work. I just don't have that feeling. Here's just really nice because you get to be along the water, get a little bit of nature. It's not too far from where we stay, so it's a super quick ride back to the apartment if I need to, but can get out for a little bit. Yeah, I think another reason why I like being out on bike rides too, instead of walking, for me, I can cover a lot more ground on a bike. It puts me in that same state of mind, so I can think a little bit clearer if I just want to meet with people and talk about something serious or just being out on a bike. It gets the same thing done. I've had multiple jobs where I haven't gotten paid. Internship, that's things that a lot of people don't know about professional basketball. Every contract I've been on has been short term, and so year to year for me, I'm always looking for something new, not just because I'm trying to get somewhere else, but because I want job security just like anybody else in the world. Obviously, being around the NBA system, the G League, they're the same essentially. That's kind of the goal. That's home. That's where the best basketball league is in the world. But I also know, being younger, it's not like there's going to be an NBA team calling for me to be the head coach right away. G League's close. I got to be the head coach for a game my last season there. I got to be an assistant with the Minnesota Timberwolves for Summer League. I think a quote that's really important to me for a long time is don't whine, don't complain, don't make excuses. And I feel I live by that. Even though I haven't had a training camp, ultimately nobody cares. They don't care that you don't have the players. They don't care that you don't have training camp. You find a way to make it work. You have to, or else coaches are easy to get rid of. People just think like, oh, you're not winning. It's not anybody else's fault. It's your fault. And so I'm okay with that. I just know it forces me to work harder and make things work. This will usually be just something that I do after any sort of physical activity. It really doesn't need to be anything fancy, but just adding a few fruits you like, really be anything you want. Just keep it simple, keep it fresh. That's all you need to do. Delicious. All the prep that we do is done beforehand. So sending out practice plans the night before or very, very early in the morning. All that's communicated to our staff, and so now it's just showing up and getting ready to go. Now you guys get to see my incredibly slow mode of transportation. Got the electric bike. It can be super tough. Like the power is not very hot.
Yo, you want to hop on the back? It's more comfortable than the Audi. All right, I'll catch y'all at the best part of the day.
I want to see more of this turnaround jump. We talked about it, especially since you have like the high release point. There's not going to be too many guys who are going to be able to be into the body and then contest if you create that space. How are you feeling though about how you've been playing and everything?
Good. I think it's good to see the threes go down more consistently now too. I think it was just getting under it and getting a little more arc on it. But yeah, feel good. Just good to get these past 2 road wins, and I just got to get this next one to finish up this road streak.
Tomorrow will be our last shoot around in practice before we dial it up for the game. So just make sure, same thing as always, locked and engaged to what we're doing. Grab them all, 2 on one side, 2 on the other side.
So I first played for Coach Ryan my rookie year. I was playing in the G League for the Iowa Wolves at the time. He was assistant coach on the roster. I love just the way he approached the game. You could tell he was dialed into the skills work and the development for the individual players. What I've really loved is just how calm, cool, and collected he is. I feel like he's a guy where he's always kind of in control of the situation. And of course, with the game of basketball, things aren't always going to go the way you planned, but one thing I've really respected about him is you can tell he's prepared for that. And so I think for me, when I saw that he was coaching here for the Kings, it was a big selling point to get to come back and play for him again. I mean, he's been a joy to play for, very dedicated and very fun to learn from.
对于外教，因为之前也有给外教带过嘛，他们都给球员很大信心，他会接受你去犯错。他的战术的内容的东西非常多，就是像 NBA 一些战术啊，所以他就从那边带过来给我们，就不太像那种很严肃的教练啊，对，比较就是很好相处的教练，就是跟他开玩笑啊，都其实也都 OK 的。就是在其实一些练投的时候，他也会跟你呛你说什么你投不进啊，你是射手之类的，很好相处。
As a head coach, it's easy to delegate and have everybody else do a lot of the drills and stuff, but being able to go out and sweat with the guys, being able to talk with them, being able to joke and laugh a little bit, that's really important, that they see a different side, and it's not just, hey, do this, do this, do this. I want them to have fun at work too. It's not just a job, just show up and do work. I want them to enjoy it as well. Good job today. We're practicing at their arena tomorrow, so make sure that we're locked in. We know everything that we're doing tomorrow, and we're just ready to go for this weekend's game, all right? Go. We go, Kings on 3, 1, 2, 3. We only go by 1 shot.
有一个赌注，这一季看谁先进5球中场，然后就5块没进。现在2比1啊，2，他蛮强的。
Wow, this is how I make my money. I've been doing this for 10 years.
我就说他蛮有水准。
You just shot for like an hour and you're still stretching. That's it. Hey, see, that's what you do when you don't win very often. You're celebrating off every make.
Just got back from practice, just got out the shower, about to start the second half of my day.
So, that's just the main thing, really important part of my aspect of life is outside of basketball. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that side of my life. Getting away from anything basketball-wise is important. Yeah, I'm actually just about to go get a haircut. My hair grows like I don't know what grows fast, but just kick back. Barbershop culture, especially in the States, it's very engaging. You get a lot of active conversations in the barber that I have here. We have a lot of good conversations just about sports, about life. He'll ask about the team sometimes, because I know we have a couple players that go into the same barbershop as well. Hello, what up? How are you? Good. Warriors and the Kings were my two favorite teams, and actually when I was like junior high school, when the Kings and Lakers were like a real rivalry, back when the Kings, you had Stojakovic, Divac, Chris Webber, Bobby Jackson, Mike Bibby, even Turkoglu was there. It was just a really fun time to follow the Kings. And that's what was funny, because Rick Adelman was a coach there at the time. Adelman ended up being the first coach that I ever worked for in the NBA, so being able to grow up and watch those teams and then being able to learn the system and work for them was pretty cool. But no, this is like the best part of it. I feel great. All right, appreciate it. I'll see you. I think that's one thing that's been easy for me, like living in so many different places. Like, I don't really believe in getting lost. That's just kind of like just getting to know the city, getting to know the people. Public transportation is great over here, so that's why I try to take it as often as possible. Yeah, now we're at just a couple stops from where we live, from Shindian. It's actually one of my favorite Mexican spots that I go to in the city. There's a couple spots from where we're at, so figured to go grab some food there and show you one of my favorite local spots in the city that kind of makes me feel like I'm eating back home. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tienes un baño? Sí.
No, es que el baño estaba descompuesto y intenté arreglarlo un poco. Ya no me dio tiempo a comprar. Pero en el OK está en la esquina y puedes traer lo que quieras.
Basically, we just came to order food, so he's preparing our food. And there are a couple of drinks that he ran out of, so we're actually going to, there's a little corner store right around the way that has a few of the drinks that he had.
Me gusta bastante esta.
Sí, claro. It's kind of like a taste of home. You get quality Mexican food in California all the time. So I came here, I was like, I got real salsa, I got lime, like onions, cilantro, like just all the food, the flavors were good.
Sí, es mejor más fresco.
Sí, muchas gracias. Sí,
Esto es el oro.
It's a simple thing to make, but it's easy to mess up. But here they do it fantastic.
Por si quieren probar. Voy a dar a probar. My reason, the number one is for my son. He needs to go in Taiwan. The other reason I want to change my life.
Entonces, ¿qué estaba haciendo? ¿Cómo?
Trabajamos en la misma ciudad.
Oh, okay.
Trabajando y vivimos 6 años en México.
Okay.
O sea, también era momento de cambiar el papel.
Okay.
Ahora me toca a mí vivir en un país que...
There we go. Perfect. That's pretty good. I don't know if you can get that with the crown on your head, like that. Bring your kid to a game sometime.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think you'd like it. That'd be fun.
Gracias.
See.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Next weekend, please.
Next weekend. Whoa, wait. I only got about 15-20 minutes till my OnlyFans account starts. So, it's called a day in the life, not a night in the life. So, you guys gotta go. Good night.